Hey, what's up, everyone? Thank you for joining. It's Yoga with Dave. I think it's number 188. There it is. Look, 188 popped up just as I said it. That's a lot of yoga classes, isn't it? So thank you for joining. Even if you just joined one, even if this is your first time, then congratulations on making it this far onto your mat. And if it's your 188th, then well done for getting through all those classes with me. You deserve a medal. Yeah. So we will do a nice rounded practice today. See how we get on. I have no particular plan beyond just what's in my head at the moment. But yeah, a little bit of just grounding at the start, some seated dynamic postures, a little bit of flow today. Nothing too strenuous, but enough to kind of raise your heartbeat and to kind of maybe get you out of a little bit of stuckness. Is that a good word to use? Probably not. But you know, when these classes come on a Thursday at 2:30 in the afternoons, sometimes the energy can feel a little bit low, right? It's a kind of a natural dip in the day. So these classes are designed to just kind of reawaken you. And just take what you can from each class. Maybe it's the physical benefits that you like about yoga. Maybe it's the mental benefits where, you know, we connect the mind and the body and we're paying attention, meditation, mindfulness, however you want to describe it. It's all here. It's all available for you and to you. And thank you to the Virtual Village Hall for hosting all of these classes for 187 that have just gone by. I think it's, 5 years? It's been teaching 4 years. 4 years since I've been teaching. So thank you. And Margaret's Rivers from Northumbria, and it's really beautiful up there. And I love it. You know, I love it up there, Margaret. I've got a cup of tea. I am probably going to go back there onto my mat. So this first part of the class, you know, when we're grounding and we're just finding a little bit of awareness in our practice, then feel free to do this in a chair if that's more comfortable, or bring you back up against the wall, or stack yourself up on some cushions, whatever feels good. I'm going to take my tea with me. I've only just made it. I was a bit late putting it on. So you see I've got a cushion here. So I'm going to sit on this cushion. That feels good. And just get comfortable. Have a little wriggle around. I wonder how many professional yoga teachers come onto their mat with a cup of tea. That's the way I roll. So I've got my legs crossed, but as I say, you can sit anywhere you want. The thing to do here, if you can, is draw some length into your spine. Maybe have a little bit of a move around. You can root the fingers down into the floor. Feel free to close your eyes if that feels like a good thing to do. And then once you've had a little wriggle, a little move, then find a comfortable position, however you are, however you're sat. Maybe the palms face up, maybe the eyes are closed, or the gaze is nice and soft. And notice what you're noticing. Just check in with yourself. Check in with how you feel. You know, yoga being a feeling practice. And we kind of, hopefully we thread our practice wherever we are, whatever the circumstances of our lives are. We find time to get onto our mat. Not always, right? Don't have to be dogmatic with the approach. Just gently come onto your mat whenever you can and bring a little bit of awareness. So notice how your breath feels. It's not like you have to automatically slow the breath down. It might just come quite naturally where you anchor onto your breath, and because you're noticing it, the breath becomes a little more easeful, a little more nourishing. Or maybe a curiosity of where your breath goes to. You can always like label it. How does it feel? Does it feel short and choppy, maybe long and smooth? Does it feel a little restricted? Does it feel like you're nourishing yourself with your breath? And then I'll be quiet for about a minute. And wherever you are in your space, open all of your senses. And stay nice and relaxed through your jaw, your face. Give yourself loads of room to breathe into here. And then take 2 more rounds of breath, maybe your deepest inhale so far. Maybe your fullest exhale. And one more like that, deep inhale. And a full exhale. Lovely, really nice. If your eyes are closed, come with the eyes open and take an inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. As you exhale, draw your hands through your heart. So it comes down through your center, and do that 2 more times. Inhale up, maybe look up to the palms. Exhale, draw your hands down. And then one more. Inhale up. And exhale, bring the hands down. This time, inhale up. As you exhale, twist over towards the right. Left hand on the right knee. Right hand behind. Every inhale, find length. Every exhale, into your twist. Gently moving here. Nice deep, rich inhales. Full, releasing exhales. Maybe one more like that. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way back up. And then exhale, twist over towards the left. Come to the other side. Remember, you could do this in a chair. If you sat against the wall, you might want to move away from the wall a little bit. I'm still on a cushion, so I'm just rooting my left hand behind me into the cushion. That feels nice, a little bit of softness. Every inhale, I'm finding length. Every exhale, I'm into my twist. One more round like that. Nice deep inhale. And a full exhale. Nice. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And then this time, comb the arms all the way back down on an exhale. So you just match the movement with breath again. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the arms down. It's full body movement here. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then one more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale, bring the arms all the way back up. And then just a little bit of movement side to side. So maybe just press the palms up towards the ceiling. Root your sit bones down into the floor. And then just move a little side to side. See how that feels. You might want to round the spine, push the palms forward. That can feel quite good. Kind of like a seated cat-cow. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to round. Just free your body up. Kind of match these lovely movements with breath. Next time that hands are up. Exhale, arc them all the way back down. And then bring the hands this time behind you. And if you're sat like I am, release your legs. Remember which shin was in front. And then just knock your knees to either side. Just a little bit of movement. Just so you don't feel too tight in between postures. I'm going to do a fair amount seated today. So just free your legs up. Maybe give your legs a little shake out. Good opportunity for me to have a bit of tea. Maybe massage into your feet, whatever feels good, whatever feels good for you. And then come with your other shin in front this time. If you're seated still, then a little bit of adjustment on your seat. And then bring your hands onto your knees and start with some Sufi grind. So just begin to circle your torso around your hips. Inhale forward and exhale as you come back. So the breath can be quite intentional. You really get into your breath. So I inhale as I come here. And then I exhale as I come back into my spine. Sometimes nice to close the eyes. And all that energy that I was talking about earlier, and the fact that we sometimes feel a little tired in the afternoon. Well, this is a really great place just to kind of bring that energy up towards the crown of the head. But physically, super to work into the hips, into your lower spine. And if this feels too much, when you're kind of bending into the elbows, then please do it this way. Sit taller and think about your navel and then just draw circles with your navel. You can close your eyes. Whatever feels good for you. Kind of bring it into your practice. And it doesn't matter which way you're going because we're going to swap it out. So let's inhale, come back to center, take a full exhale, and then come back the other way. So just rotate in the opposite direction. Inhale, come back to center, and then take a full exhale. Nice. Let's jump straight into the next pose. So again, if you want to swap your shins out, go for it. Bring the other shin in front. And we're going to do a little spinal flex. So we'll bring the hands onto the front shin, just a little clasp, and then inhale forward, exhale round. And you might think, what was that? So you inhale, the spine is long, the heart lifts, and it kind of comes through the arms, and then you exhale, you round your lower spine. So you kind of think about your pelvis, it does this kind of thing, rock backwards, rocks forwards. Keep your head nice and still. And again, it might be that you start nice and slow, kind of this kind of way. And then if it's something that you feel comfortable with, then speed it up and use your breath to really kind of drive the movement. So I like to close my eyes, and then I use quite an intentional breath, one that's going to energize me. And I'm thinking about the crown of my head. Where the thought goes, that's where the energy is going to rise to, apparently. No, this works, right? Nice. When you're ready, inhale, come back to center. Spine is long. Take a full exhale. And one more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. And then bring the hands onto the knees. That could be quite powerful. It looks quite subtle, right? The movement, but there's a lot of work going on there. So just spend a few moments here just to pay attention. Notice what you're noticing. Maybe you feel that little hum or buzz of energy within the body. You know, for me, I can feel it. I feel a lot more energized than I did 10 minutes or so ago. Beautiful. We'll do one more thing seated here before we do a little bit of breath work. So again, if you want to swap your legs out, bring your shins out, and maybe just drop your knees to either side. I'm just going to drink my tea. Yeah, and stay well hydrated. You know, don't feel like you have to do everything that I do. Make sure you're drinking, looking after yourselves at all times. Never push through anything that doesn't feel right. And then come back to a seated position, and we'll do a little lateral movement. It's a side-to-side movement. So root the fingertips down. In fact, let's do this. Bring the left hand down on the floor so you kind of flatten the palm. Inhale, right arm to the left. So you feel that right fingertip all the way down to your right hip. So you think about this space down the side of your body. Breathe into it. Keep breathing. And then come to the other side. And then just take a couple of breaths on this side as well. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do that one more time on either side. So then as you exhale, come to the other side. Nice. And then come back to the other side. Doesn't matter if you're on the same side as me. And then eventually what we're going to do, we're going to make this dynamic. So we're going to move in and out. So inhale, right arm to the left. Exhale, left arm to the right. It doesn't actually matter where the inhale and the exhale goes, as long as you're breathing on either side. And then you just kind of move with it. And again, you might want to go slower than this. Your choice where you go. Kind of think of it like, you know, a tree swaying in the wind. We've had some storms so far this year, haven't we? So this is probably like a stormy pose because I'm going quite fast at the moment. All right, inhale left, exhale right if you can find the breath, and I'll be quiet for a bit. Beautiful. 3 more either side. Bring the top arm down, whichever one was lifted. Root the fingertips down into your mat. Take a deep inhale. And take a full exhale. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Beautiful. Bring your hands onto your knees. The thumb and the forefinger might come together. So you just bring the thumb and the first finger together and then just sit. Maybe close the eyes. And again, just check in with your experience. Notice what you're noticing again. Maybe a little bit of energy in the body now. You know, I feel like there's this aliveness which is just circling around my body. It's nice. Not too much, but enough for me to notice that I'm here. And then if your eyes are closed, come with your eyes open. Beautiful. All right. Let's do a little bit of breath work. So again, if you want to jump into a chair on this one, then go for it. I'm going to come a little bit closer to the camera. Just because I want to, really. So make sure you're comfortable. Hi to Pauline as well, and hi to Jackie. It's nice to have you guys along. All right, so let's do it this way. How do we do this? Bring the hands together. Excuse me, because I've been working on the fan, so my hands are a bit dirty. And then clasp the fingers together, and then push the palms forward. And then do it this way. So I say clasp the fingers together. So I'll start again. So fingers crossed like this, and then bring the first finger and the thumbs out. So you kind of got this sort of like Charlie's Angel thing going on. Yeah. Okay. So you like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to just turn the thumbs and the first fingers towards you, and then you kind of place them on your heart center. So you got it, this kind of mudra like that. And then you just turn the hands so the palms face forward. And this allows your shoulders to relax, hopefully. And it gives you a lot of room to breathe into, because this just encourages your spine to lengthen, and you're not kind of doing this thing, right? You're not kind of like collapsing in so much. So you've got a lot of room to breathe into. And then all I'd like us to do is take like long, deep breaths. So nice deep inhale through the nose. And then a full exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And do a few more like that in your own time. And then just keep that breath going, and that might be where you stay. Keep breathing. I'm just talk while you're breathing, inhaling and exhaling through your nose. You have an option of doing breath of fire, and breath of fire is a panting breath, but in and out through the nose. So it's forceful exhale and a passive inhale. So I'll show you a few rounds. If you're still just using that breath that we started with, just keep breathing and you can watch me. So breath of fire is out through the nose, in through the nose. just like that. So what I'm doing is I'm forcing the air out through my nose, and then I'm just letting the air just bounce back in quite naturally. And you might have seen my belly's a little bit, it's not on show, but my belly pumps in, my belly pumps out. So long, deep breathing like we are already. We started there a few minutes ago. Or join me for a few rounds of breath of fire. And we'll start nice and slow, and then we'll build it up. You can focus at the third eye, or you can keep your eyes open. It's your choice. All right, so this is nice and enlivening, this breath. So deep inhale. Join me on breath of fire if you like to. So I'm just forcing the air out through my nose, and then I'm letting the air just come in quite naturally. Keep that breath going if you're using it. The first thing that happens is you start to tense and you think about it a little bit too much. So kind of let the awareness go and make sure you're not tensing anywhere. This is all about releasing. And if you want to speed it up, speed it up. Whichever breath you were using, take a deep inhale. Take a full exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. And if it feels okay this time, inhale through the nose. And pause your breath. Sit a little taller. Squeeze the belly up. Squeeze the belly in. And when you're ready, exhale, let the breath go. Beautiful. Bring the hands down. You can release that mudra. It's a nice one, right? And then bring the palms so they face up, just like that. And maybe just sit in your seat of awareness again. Just notice what you're noticing. Beautiful. If your eyes are closed, come with the eyes open. Maybe lean back into your hands again and separate your legs. It's quite a powerful breath, that one, isn't it? Breath of fire is one of my favorites. I do like to come to it. I like to kind of mix it up in classes. So I think breath of fire really kind of mixes the energy up a little bit. It kind of gets us right into our heads, right, in a good way. Kind of brings that energy up. All right, come back to seated, and we'll do a little bit of movement through our heads. So sit nice and tall again. Think about all that space you've created so far. So make comfortable for the hands, and then just begin to rotate the head to the left. Maybe as you exhale, rotate the head to the right. Simple neck turns. Inhale left. Exhale right. I'm going to yawn. A couple more times. Inhale to the left. Exhale to the right. And one more. Inhale to the left. And exhale to the right. Inhale, come back to center. And then just drop your chin down towards your sternum, your collarbone. And then just rock your head side to side. Just little movements. Kind of freeing up the head, the neck, the jaw remains super soft. And then if you wanted to, you can do complete circles. Maybe circle your head out. You can inhale as the head comes up. Maybe exhale as the head just falls down. Again, stay super relaxed through your jaw. And then you can come back the other way. For those kind of tight spots that you want to spend a little bit more time breathing into, then just pause and breathe into those tight spots. And then eventually inhale, bring your head all the way back to center. Take a full exhale. Nice. One more like that. Deep inhale. And a full exhale. Beautiful. Just remain still. Maybe you have your eyes closed or your gaze soft and just check in. And we're going to do one more bit of pranayama, a little bit of breath. I'm going to go back so you can see exactly what I'm doing. But feel free to move. You can do this certainly on a chair. You can do it seated where I am. Your choice. So we're going to do a breath called 5-5-5 breath. So what you do is you inhale through the nose for around a count of 5. I'll count us for the first few rounds, so don't worry about that too much. And then at the top of the inhale, you pause the breath for 5. And then you exhale through the nose for 5. So you inhale for 5, you pause for 5, you exhale for 5. Inhale 5, pause 5, exhale 5. Okay, 5-5-5 breaths. So it's a nice rhythm. And what this generally does, it kind of sets the body up and it sends all the right signals to the brain to say, I'm safe, I'm okay. It sends all the great signals to the body that calms the central nervous system and kind of like just sets it up. Homeostasis, I think they call it, where everything's within balance and working with each other. That's what we're looking for here. All right, so we're going to do it with some movements. So we're going to inhale up. That's for 5. We're going to push the palms up towards the ceiling where you hold the breath for 5. And then we exhale, bring the arms down for 5. Okay, so you'll work it out. You'll be like, what is this guy talking about? So root your fingertips down into the earth, or if you're sitting in a chair, make sure that you're comfortable. There's length in your spine. Then inhale through your nose. Sweep the arms up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Push the palms towards the sky. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5. So there you go. There's your movement. Inhale up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Push the palms. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. So just with the breath. Inhale. Pause the breath. Exhale. Inhale. Push the palms. Pause the breath. Exhale. Inhale. Pause the breath. Exhale. 2 more like that. Inhale. Pause the breath. Push the palms. Exhale. 1 more round. Inhale. Push the palms. Pause the breath. Exhale. Nice. And then just pause. Hands back onto the knees. Check in with your experience. Notice what you're noticing again. Nice. And then if you'd like to join me, we're going to come on to all 4s. So that breath, you don't have to do the arm movements with it as well. You can just sit, inhale 5, pause 5, exhale 5. That's a great way to do it. I recommend it. Maybe like 3 or 4 minutes of that. Really do you proud. All right, stretch your right leg back, spread out through your fingers, a little bit of movement here, backwards and forwards. That can feel really nice. And then just swap it out, come to the other side. Nice, everyone. And then we're going to come from all fours just through a few rounds of cat-cow. So drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart as you exhale round your spine. So just kind of moving like this. Inhale forward, exhale round. A couple more rounds. And then inhale, come back to center. Give your right leg a good stretch out again. Keep it lifted this time. Stay here if you want, or you can sweep your left arm forward. So right leg back, left arm forward. Breathe into this. Find your balance. If you wanted to, you can bend into the right knee and maybe just pulse the knee a little, side up and down, I should say. And then if you wanted to, you can sweep the left arm behind and catch hold of the foot. A little bit more, but your choice. When you're ready, exhale, come back to center, bring everything down, and then just move your hips out. Big circles, they can feel really nice. Circle the hips a few times in one direction, come back the other way, come backwards and forwards. And then swap that out, come to the other side, spread out through your fingers, left leg back, maybe the right arm forward. Don't have to, you can be here, just with the left leg back. Right arm can be forward, you can bend into the knee, you can kind of just move the knee up and down a little bit, see how that feels. Maybe sweep right arm behind to catch hold of the left foot. You could be here, this feels quite good. Big quad stretch, big balance. There's quite a back bend as well. Take one more round of breath wherever you found yourself. And then exhale, come back onto your mat. Split your knees wide this time and just fall back into a child's pose. So feel free to support yourself out. I'm going to bring my head onto a cushion today. And we're going to hold this for a few minutes. So just checking the time and then settle down. And don't feel like you need to be still straight away in your child's pose. You feel free to kind of move around a little bit. Maybe your deepest breaths of the class. Lots of room to breathe into here. Deep, nourishing breaths. Maybe 3 or 4 more rounds of breath. When you feel ready, bring yourself back onto all fours. Do that super slowly. You're using any props like I was, remove them, and then come back to all fours. Give the right leg a stretch back again, and see if you can just turn your right toes to the long right edge of your mat, and then bring your left hand underneath your nose somewhat, and then lift your right arm up. Just have a little expansive side stretch here. Breathe into this. See how this feels. And then if you wanted to, you can stay here, or you can thread that right arm through the left. Inhale to expand. And then exhale just to thread the right arm through. Inhale to expand. And exhale to thread through. Nice. One more time. Exhale, bring the hands down. And then just swap that out. Come to the other side. I'm just going to turn around so I'm not have my back to you. So left leg back. Turn the toes to the long left edge of your mat. Right hand under the nose. Inhale, left arm up. And then maybe that little threading movement. So inhale to expand, exhale to thread. Inhaling up, exhale, come through. Maybe another 3 or 4 more in your own time. Let the breath drive the movement. Inhale, bring the left arm up. Exhale, bring it down. And then move through 4 rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, drop your belly down, lift your head, lift your heart. Exhale as you round your spine. Inhale, we'll come back to center. And then exhale, we're just going to flip over onto one hip and we're going to come to lie down on our back. So make sure you've got things that are comfortable. You know, maybe you put your socks on at this point. We're not going to do a huge amount more moving. You might have a blanket close by, whatever feels good. And then hug your knees in towards your belly. Squeeze your knees in, let your lower spine release. We'll do a little movement for our hips. So bring the left foot down, bring the right foot over the left thigh, and then open the right knee out. So recline pigeon. So this is maybe where you want to stay. You can do this, just push the right knee away with the right hand, and kind of keep your head on the floor. Or you can thread through the gap and go around the back of the left leg and just make a basket grip. And then just squeeze that right knee. Sorry, left knee against the right foot. Just make sure your shoulders are nice and relaxed. Take 2 more rounds of breath. And then from here, just unravel. Walk your feet nice and wide, and then bring your arms out, and then just knock your knees to either side. Just a few rounds here. Just nice freeing movement. Not too much to worry about at this point. Just the other side to do on the pigeon. So lift up through your left foot, cross it over your right thigh. It might feel quite different side to side. Maybe just push the left knee away. You can just do this, the left hand, or thread through the gap, make a basket grip. Relax your head down, relax your shoulders. Feel free to rock around a little. Another 3 or 4 rounds of breath here. And when you're ready, slowly unravel, bring the feet down onto the floor, and then walk your feet wide and let your knees touch. Maybe bring one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. Take a few breaths here in constructive rest. Feel the spine release completely. And then when you're ready, you can come into Shavasana. So you can separate the legs, you can bend the knees in one final time. And then bring the legs nice and long. or any version of Shavasana that feels good for you. This is our final position where we just rest out for a few moments. Bring the palms face up, relax completely, maybe make yourself 10% more comfortable. And then just find this really nourishing, calming pose at the end of the class. And then from here, just very gently, slowly, in your own time, in your own unique way, bring some movements back into your body. Maybe start with your fingers, your toes. You might make the movements a little bigger, ankles and wrists, stretch the arms, maybe a big yawn. It comes quite naturally. You can bend the knees in towards your belly and roll over to one side, just momentarily. Take a breath or two in this little transitional pose. And then when you're ready, press into your top arm and just spiral yourself all the way up. And then come back to a seated position that feels good for you, any seated position. And when you arrive, we can bring our hands to our heart. It's a nice Shavasana today, right? That's like 2 or 3 weeks on the trot that I've nearly fallen asleep. Okay, from here, wholehearted bow. Wish yourself well. Wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. Thank you for joining me today. It's really nice to have you with me. Hopefully that did the trick. Plenty of little bits of movement there, nice and varied, hopefully. And we're here every Thursday, 2:30, and you're welcome anytime. Remember, all the videos are available on Catch Up on Facebook, YouTube. Remember, there's social media presence for the Virtual Village Hall, Facebook, Instagram, and what's the other one? TikTok. Yeah, it's all there, you know. Thanks for your support, everyone, and have a rest of a lovely day and great weekend. I'll see you all next week. Cheers.